my confidence is really not up there as it should be right now.
Okay, I had to wash my hair too, so I'm like kind of like a wet dog, but it's okay. It's okay. But since it is 8, let me see. Let's see. Yes, it is. Okay. We are going to get started with this. People will come on, as we go along with this. But thank you again. Thank you for coming on this. I really appreciate you coming on this and willing to share your story. Just a few things to start this off is basically, let me see. So, let me see. Okay, so we're going to be I'm just going to introduce the podcast real quick. So basically, we're going to be doing podcasts every Thursday at 8. We're going to be bringing a new speaker every week. Doesn't have to be anything relevant. Like, people can just come in. I'm really open-minded to hear anyone's story. Like, if you're buying a new car, how was that experience? Going to college, something that people want to hear that may go through it or are going through it, I would want to hear anything. Or if you want to recommend me to hear other people's story, DM me. I'm willing to hear about that as well. Now, Flo, if you want, take like 30 seconds or so just to introduce who you are and what you do real quick.
All right. So, my name is Flowesny Henry, but I go by Flo, and I don't know what to say about myself. Well, I make music. I'm an artist. I enjoy making music. I enjoy playing sports, and I don't really do much in my life. I'm kind of boring. And my artist name is Flojo.
Is your Instagram at Flow_7?
Yeah, it's Flojo_7.
Flojo_7. Okay, so I'm just gonna put your Instagram right there, so when people come in, they can just, have your Instagram there if they want to follow you afterwards. Also, let me see. This podcast is more of an open space, so no one's gonna get judged here. And if you do, just please be open-minded about it. But to start off this interview type of thing, I don't even know what to call it yet. We're gonna start off with highs and lows of the week. Do you know what highs and lows are?
Like the good and the bad.
Yeah, the goods and the bads of the week. So if you want, I can start, or you could start it off. Want me to start?
Yeah, you start.
Okay. So I'll start with the high. A high is that I made cake an hour ago, and it's really good. So it's like yellow cake, and I kind of need frosting, but I think the cake itself is pretty good, so it doesn't matter. And then a low for me is I was trying to take my accounting exam, and I got distracted, and that shit's timed, and then I didn't finish that question because time ran up, so I'm kind of annoyed about that. So there's that. You can start if you want to.
So a high for me this week is I think I'm gonna be dropping a song this week.
Really?
Yeah, probably tomorrow, but who knows? And a low, I've been trying to record music, and I bought all my equipment and everything, but my voice isn't like 100% right now, so I can't even do anything.
Maybe. It's okay. Do you have to like go through a routine? Like, do you start off with routines with like your voice or something? Do you do any of that, or are you just like
I probably should, but I don't.
No? Okay. I was just curious. That's why I wanted to ask. I don't know what you really do. Okay, so we're just gonna go straight into it. First of all, Flo, do you want to like just say what you do in school? Because I know we're both go to the same school. Like, what do you major in? What do you do?
So you are right. I recently just changed my major. I used to be a criminal justice major, but I switched my major to political science and music. So that's what I'm doing.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. That's funny because I know Nate. He's a political science major. So
really?
he's listening. He's probably smiling right now. But no, yeah. How would you describe yourself in 3 words and why? If you were to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be? And then tell me why you would describe yourself.
Optimistic. Um, I'd say creative and probably optimistic, creative, and I don't know, like easygoing. Yeah.
Easy going. I like that. I
Um,
like that. Okay, so tell me why you would choose those 3 words to describe yourself.
I'd say optimistic just because like I'm always like looking at the positives to like life in general. Like no matter like what happens, like there's always a better day. So I like try to be as optimistic as I can with like everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did I say?
You said
I said
optimistic, easygoing,
optimistic,
and then something
easygoing.
else.
What did I say? I said optimistic, easygoing. Well, I'm easygoing just because like
Oh, and creative, being creative.
um I'm easygoing just because like I'm not really nonchalant, but like I'm kind of just like a go with the flow type of person. Like if like somebody's like, "Oh, Flo, you want to do this?" I'm like, "What's up?" Like I'm with it. Like let's do it. Like
Yeah,
whatever you want to do, like I'm down. Like you know.
yeah.
And creative, I just like my brain is just super creative. Like I like writing, like drawing, music, like all that type of stuff. That's the type of things I'm into.
That's nice. I
Mhm.
didn't know that about you, so that's
Yeah,
cool. So I know you did mention to me that you moved from Haiti, right, to the US, and you were you basically grew up here like alone for like a while until your parents came.
yeah.
Do you want
Um,
to just share a little like
so
back that story?
so with like my story is kind of like it's super long and it's super complicated, and like
No,
not a
it's
lot
okay.
of
Do you
people,
want to
not a lot
like
of
yeah
people,
just say it from like today
yeah,
point of view?
not a lot of people like really know it. I don't really tell a lot of people, and I don't really get the chance to share it like a lot. And it's something that's like I don't know. I haven't really been as open to sharing like before, like, but now this is like the first time I'll be like telling like
No
people
worry, I'll put it
who
up on
aren't
my
like
Instagram anyways.
who aren't like my like close friends or like family or whatever. But so basically, my mom, my parents they're from Haiti. My entire family is from Haiti, and they were all born over there. They all live over there. And my mom, um, I'm the youngest out of all my siblings, and my mom wasn't even planning on having kids, and she was pregnant with me, and at the time that she was pregnant with me, she was doing like she would go on missionary trips, like she'd go to different countries, and like she'd be like spreading the word of God and like helping out other countries and doing like charity
That's-
work in like different countries and stuff. And at the time, she was like 7 months pregnant with me, or 7 or 8 months, and she was traveling. She was like traveling to Israel, and while she was in Israel, like she started having like contractions and like all that stuff. Like, but she's 7 months. She wasn't prepared to have like a baby or anything at all. Like, so she
Mhm.
didn't bring anything. She didn't like prepare for that at all because like she didn't know I was coming.
Right.
And like she was over there and she started like feeling like the pains and stuff, and she's like, oh my god. But then it stopped and she just thought it was okay. And then later on she flew to Miami, and while she was on the plane heading to Miami, like I think her water broke like on the plane, like literally like mid-flight. I was almost born on the plane, but they landed in Miami and I ended up being born in Miami. So I was born in Miami hospital, and then after Miami, she traveled like we stayed over there, and like after that, she traveled back to Haiti. But basically, like I lucked out on a citizenship just
Mhm.
because of the fact that like I was able to be born in Miami, like,
Yeah.
and because of that, like my parents, like I never really understood why they did it like that, or like when I turned 7, like they told it was I don't even know, like imagine being like a 7-year-old kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your parents are like, okay, so you're gonna go to this country, you're gonna live with this person, you're gonna call him dad this, you're gonna call his wife mom this, and you're gonna call him this, and you're gonna live with them, da 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 da. Not
Right.
telling you how long it's gonna be, or like what's gonna happen, and you're just like a little kid. You're like, okay, like cool, like sure, like I'm
Right,
gonna
right. You're
go.
so naive. You don't know
Yeah,
what's
it's so
going on.
naive. You don't know anything
Along.
that's going on. And then, like, next thing I know, I'm at the airport with my parents. I'm boarding a plane, like, on my own. Like, literally. I had this guy that I was supposed to be going with, and, like, I didn't meet him until I got to the US. I sat on the plane by myself next to this, like, random lady. Like, I still remember this day. Like, I sat on the plane next to this random lady. She, like, gave me peanuts. And, like, she was just having a conversation with me on the whole, like, during the whole trip. She's like, oh, you're by yourself, da 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 da. And
Wow.
I ended up coming to the US, and I met the people who I was supposed to be staying with. And that was the last time I ever saw my parents, like,
Wow.
in person. That was the last time I seen them.
So you
And
haven't seen them yet?
not since I was 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn, bro.
not since I
That's,
was 7.
I'll give you that. Like, shit. Like, honestly, I can kind of picture, like, you going through that. Cause, like, I heard so many, like, similar stories, like, that my family went through things like that. Well, mostly, like, my mom coming to the US and stuff. Cause I was born in the US as well. Like, even though I was supposed to be born
Yeah,
in at the Dominican Republic. But it's just crazy to hear, like, so many stories like that of how, you know, well, I'm a first generation. I'm pretty sure you are as well, right?
yeah,
Yeah, first generation, just like making its way through the United States. But that's an awesome story. Thank you for sharing that. Now, through that journey, you did mention as well when we talked, that you found your passion with music. Do you want to just share how you found music to be your
yeah.
motivation, your passion?
So when I got to America, like because like I knew my parents, I knew who they were. Like I was never really able to like I was never able like to really act like I couldn't like assimilate, I guess, like to the family that I ended up living with, just because like I knew who my parents were, I knew all my family members, like so it was just hard, and it always felt like a kind of like a disconnect, like they like we were getting close, but like there's like a barrier in between, just because like we're not really blood relatives or whatever. But
Yeah.
me and my stepdad, the person who took me in and like was taking care of me in the US, like we always had like issues like going on. And like the conditions that I was living in with him, like I'm not really gonna go into much detail
No,
about
yeah.
how it was, but it wasn't good at all. It
Mhm.
wasn't the best. It was tough, it was hard. But what I did to like distract myself and just like occupy my time, like I had a guitar. I had like a little small guitar, and I used to watch like American Idol and like all those shows. Like, and I want to be on American Idol. Like, I want to do stuff like that, and I'd just be in my room. Like, whenever something bad would happen or anything would be going on, I'd be in my room playing my guitar, like attempting to sing. And like
Right.
middle school and like elementary school, I was in like chorus and like things like that. Like basically growing up, I've always had like an interest in music, and I've always been involved in something like something with music. And it just like kept on going as I got older. It started with me playing the guitar and singing, to like once I realized that I couldn't sing anymore. Like like
It's
I
okay.
feel like
Everyone has
I
their own tone, I guess.
yeah, like I feel like at some point I had like a decent singing voice, but I don't know where it went. Maybe it'll come
Puberty hit or something.
maybe it'll come back. But I remember my freshman year, I think it was, or like 8th grade, I had this friend, and he asked me to write a rap to one of the songs with him. And I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, like I don't see why not. Like let me just do it. And I wrote it, and then I showed it to him, and he was like, "Oh, yo, like that's actually bad good. Like, why don't you like actually like write raps or whatever?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. Like you're crazy. Like what do I look like writing raps and stuff? I'm not a rapper. And then, but I kept on doing it. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
just kept on doing it. I kept like listening to beats, and I just always wrote. Like, I always wrote raps. And like I wrote like 2 songs after that first time I did it with him. I wrote 2 more songs, and they actually came out like decent. So I was like, okay, like, like,
I like this.
whatever. I was like, all right, But then I just kept on going, and it just became something that I did for myself. Like,
Yeah.
I started like writing about like stuff that was going on. Like if there was an argument or something with me and my stepdad, I'd go talk shit in my music. Like
Right, right, yeah.
I'm like,
Like a
nah.
venting type of thing, yeah.
Yeah, like I'd vent through me writing like a rap or a song or whatever. And it just
Mm-hmm.
like it was just something I just constantly like kept on doing. And then
Nice.
yeah, so I've always been doing that. And it wasn't until like college, honestly, like where I like was able to get out my comfort zone, get out my shell a little bit more, and start like showing people like what I did with my music. And like I started by showing one person. It literally started with one person. It was my friend. Her name is Melanie. I met her on campus, and I showed her. She was the first person I ever like on at URI that I ever showed like my music or whatever. And I
Mm-hmm.
showed it to her. She's like, "Oh, Flo, like, yo, like you're actually good. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why does nobody know you rap?" And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, "You really think it's that good?" Like, for me, it was
Right.
just something that I did. I never noticed. Like, I never knew if it was like I had a talent or if I was good. I just did it because I enjoyed doing it. And I was like, okay, like she likes it. Let me show somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Show like my other friend, yo, Flo, like this is mad good. Da, da, da. Okay. Showed one more person. And then it just kept like going
Growing.
like that. And luckily I found like amazing like friends at URI, amazing support system. And everybody kind of like just encouraged me to like keep going and to like take advantage and to like like pursue it. Like
Yeah.
everybody noticed something like in me with it, so everybody like pushed me to like keep doing it.
That's awesome. That's an awesome story. That's awesome. That gave me like that got me excited to hear what more like you can bring out of this. To be honest, because like obviously, like I said, like we know each other, but like I didn't really know you on a personal level.
Yeah.
So we just knew each other because of exposure and stuff like that. But the fact that like I'm hearing stuff like this, just like it's giving me so much respect for you too, because I didn't know you would go through these things, and the fact that music is just like this like it's like a purpose in you for in some reason I could see in that you really enjoy doing this. So the fact that like in the beginning, everyone has their doubts. Like I'm not saying I don't have my doubts either, but like the fact that you had your doubts with it, and now you just like here and there just doing your mouth, showing your friends like
Mhm.
your rap, and they're like, yo, this is actually pretty good. You like, this is what I tell my girl. I be like, because nothing against her either, because she sings really beautiful too, but she just posted a YouTube video of like her singing to me,
Yeah.
and she doesn't do things like that. Like she's just completely like it. She would never sing in front of anyone, and then that was like her first time she was singing in front of me, and she posted it. She posted it on YouTube, and already like that YouTube video got like 13K
That's
in
so
just
good.
like 2 months,
That's
which is
so
crazy. And I was like, and I told her, I was like, you see what getting outside your comfort zone gets you. Like, how about she didn't post that?
literally. It's
You
all
know,
about just like
it's it's crazy.
if you enjoy doing something, like just do it. You can't be scared of like showing people or like you gotta embrace your talent. Like you have a gift for a reason. Like it's
Of
not an
course,
accident that you have it, that you're able to do that. So like you should always take full advantage of it.
of course, of course. Now, do you have any advice for anyone that like was going through like what you went through, like making your way, as in like transition into like the U.S., or like someone that may go through that into like the recent years and stuff?
Um, Advice I'd have for people going through the same situation, I would just say like don't like just don't let anything like keep you down. Like, don't let nothing keep you down. Like, no matter how like hard or whatever, like no matter how hard it is, because it's definitely hard. It's not an easy thing to like experience to go through, and it gets really lonely. And but like you got to keep moving forward, like no matter
Mm-hmm.
what. Like even though it seems like a hardship, it's a blessing. Like it's a blessing too. Like you have to be grateful like for the fact that you're even able to be in a country like this and to be able to like take advantage of these type of opportunities. Some people like they're not able to, and there's always somebody in the worse position than you. Like
Right.
no matter how bad you got it, there's always somebody who has it worse. And you just have to like you have to notice like all the good around you, like through the bad,
100%.
and just keep moving forward. Like you have to live your life. It's not always gonna be like it's not always gonna be bad.
Right. No, for real, bro. 100%. I totally agree with you with that. Um, well, I think you kind of did answer this, but let's see if you maybe it's like a different way of me putting it. But other than music, do you feel like you have like a purpose in this life? Like I truly believe like everyone has a purpose, but have you figured that out? I'm still trying to figure mine out.
Honestly, like um I felt like I've always had like a certain purpose. Like my purpose, like for me it's taking care of for me it's always been taking care of my family and making sure like my family's like good. Like with me being in this country right now, like that's the one thing that's always in my head all the time. Like my mom, my parents, my family, they're all in Haiti right now, living in poverty, like living the
And you're the
labor.
only one that's here, the
And I'm
youngest.
the only one out of my entire family, I'm the only one here. And I'm here for a reason. And
Right.
I know one day like that I'm gonna get them out of there and I'm gonna help them. But my other like that I wouldn't say that's not really a purpose. It's just something that I have to do.
Yeah, it's like a motivation.
Yeah, it's like why I have to go so hard with everything that I do. Like, and that's why I can't ever stay down because my parents, they're still like struggling. Like,
Right.
I can't do nothing if they're still struggling. I have to keep going.
Mhm.
But another thing too that I'm really passionate about, like I'm low key like an activist, like low key.
Mhm.
Like I'm very passionate about like civil rights and like African American like history and like community stuff basically. I'm really into that type of stuff, and that's why like I'm majoring in political science. Like growing up here, like being younger, you don't really notice like all the bad like all the stuff that happens in this country. But
Yeah,
like
bro. As you're
there's
growing
so
up,
many
get
there's so
back to
like
the
when you get older, like you start noticing like all this stuff and
yeah.
you're like, damn, like I live here. Like like I
Mhm.
live here, like this is the stuff that's going on. And like
Mhm.
we have to like think about like future generations down the line too. And
Right.
like there's just so much issues, so much problems within like our government and our country. And like it's up to us to really change it. So I want to be the
Right.
person who's gonna get involved and try to like make those changes, you know? That's
100%.
yeah, so that's another thing I'm passionate about. That's my other purpose.
For future generations, bro. For
Yeah,
real. That's something that I always keep in back of my mind too. Like, what can we do for future generations that what we do that is better for them that we didn't have, you know? What
yeah,
can we do? Like, honestly, it's our time. It definitely is.
literally. And
Um,
our country is still like suffering from like the stuff that happened in the past. Like all those problems didn't really go away. Like
right.
we're just we're still facing it. We're
Mm-hmm.
still like the same struggles the people like in the civil rights movement and all them like that they were fighting for. Like we're fighting the same fight still. Like
Right.
but
Now, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years,
Like, where do yourself living? How do you see your house? Like, how do you see yourself living?
So in 5 years, I'm gonna be a millionaire, and
Keep that up. Keep that mindset.
my family is gonna be taken care of, and I'm gonna be exactly where I want to be. Exactly where I want to be.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you already answered this question as well, because I can hear it with whatever you're saying. But I was just gonna ask you, like, what keeps you going and what motivates you? And I'm pretty sure you already answered that, and it's your family and music, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't know if you wanted to add more on that or not, but if you do, like, let me know.
I mean, let me think about it real quick.
Like, what keeps you going?
That's something that definitely keeps me going for sure. My family, but my friends and like the people who love and care about me too are also what keep me going.
Nice. Now, on a contrary, like, do you have any regrets in your life? Like, do you regret anything that you did? Or are you just like thankful for everything that happened in your life and grateful?
I don't necessarily have any regrets because everything happens for a reason. Everything happens the way it does for a certain reason. But what I would say I wish I did different. I wish I noticed how much I cared about music from an earlier age. Like I wish I like put the time in way earlier instead of like doing it right now. And I wish I like noticed like earlier on like what was right in front of me. I used to say, "Oh, I'm gonna be rich one day doing something. Like I'm always gonna do like I'm gonna be successful one day. I just don't know what it is, like what I'm gonna be doing." But like it's been in front of me like my entire life,
Bro, that's crazy though, because that happens to a bunch of people. People, like, it's like God gives it to you and you ask for it and then he gives it to you and you're just like, no, that's not it. Like, scratch that. Like, that's not it. Like, it's fucking crazy. It's insane. Literally. And it happens so many times. Happens to me all the time too. Like, we just can't figure that out anyways.
But like I definitely wish like how I started showing people like what I was doing with my music like in college. I wish I did that in like high school. Like I wish I got out of with that like earlier on. But hey,
you know, like I said too, God's timing is perfect. Like maybe he wanted you to get out your comfort zone more in college. Like I definitely like believe that his timing is perfect. Like maybe he didn't want it for you to do it in high school because, you know, it wouldn't be that great. He wanted it for you to be like more comfortable, like like you had your more freedom like in college. You might say, you just don't know. His timing is definitely perfect.
Definitely.
And to wrap things up too, what is your purpose with music? Like, what do you plan on doing with that, with future?
With my purpose with music, like I want to inspire people. Like I want people to be able to connect like through my music. I want people to be able to learn through my music. Like I feel like music nowadays, like it's lost like its meaning. Like people don't really make songs anymore to like it's hard to like explain. People don't really make songs for people to like for like songs aren't like made with like meaning behind it or like purposes behind it. It's just like slit like it's this, but like people don't really get much out of it. But like I want my music for people to be able to connect to it, for people to be able to relate, for people to be able to learn something. Like I want people to like listen to my music and be like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Like, wow, that's cool. Like, yo, he's actually saying something cool. Like, oh, like, okay, damn, this is actually a problem. Like, maybe we should do something about this." Or like, damn, I went through that too. Like, I feel that. I'm going through a difficult time. This song, like, is helping me. Like, you know, that's how music is supposed to be. And that's how I want my music to, like, that's how I want people to feel with my music.
No, 100%, bro. I definitely agree with that because music it's low key, like most, like of course you be getting lit. You be like, hey, you know, this shit's about
Everybody
whatever.
is lit.
But at the end of the day, it's just like, what are you listening to? Like, you know, like I feel like you can literally make music and it's just like, okay. It's just, I honestly, in my opinion, like, it's just me. When I listen to music in the beginning, like my first impression of it, it's usually the beats. Like I don't listen
Yeah,
to no lyrics, you know? That's just me.
that's
I'm more
how
like,
that's how it's that's how most music is now too. It's
right,
like,
right. And most of them sound the same too.
yeah,
Which is like, okay, like it's like you're changing up like different like Air Jordans. Like it's the
yeah.
same shoes with different colors.
But I've been like with me, like as an artist, like you could do both. Like
Right.
your music could like have substance behind it and still be lit like that, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not hard, like, but people just don't do it. But that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I want to do.
No, bro, don't give up. Just yeah, it's definitely just the beginning. So you definitely, I believe in you. I'm not just saying that just to say that, bro. Hearing your story for real has like gained so much respect for you, and you know you as a person. Like I said, I knew we were just gonna learn something from like both of us throughout this, and the fact that you went through that just gave me so much respect with what you do and what you're doing today as well. So
I
I do want
appreciate
to tell you from my like personal to like just not don't give up, bro, and just keep it going. Like just keep moving. Honestly, you
it.
stopping is just like delaying your time for real.
I don't have a choice. I can't. I literally can't stop. Like even if I
Mm.
want, like I can't. My body won't let me. Like I literally can't. Like I have to keep. I have to keep
Good,
moving. Like
good. No, but that's pretty much it. I don't know if you want to just add a few things that I didn't ask you because we have like 7 minutes, which is fine. But if you have anything else to like share, you're more than welcome to do so right now. Or
uh,
if not, if you
uh,
do, no, it's okay.
I don't know.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, I
Or
kind
just
of agree with
like a whatever commentary or whatever, it's okay.
So I would just like to say, um,
Promote your music. Who knows? Put it on there.
that's crazy. That's exactly what I was about That's exactly what I was about to do. If you haven't listened to Guap Chasing, go listen to it. Go watch the music video.
What's it called? WAP chasing?
Yeah, go watch the music video. Go. It's almost at 1K views, so like
Hey,
let's get it there, and listen to Made for This too, and watch the music video for that.
let's
That's pretty
get
much
it.
it
You heard
today.
it from there. Um,
And tomorrow there might be another drop. I don't know.
oh shit, let's go. I'm excited. I'm ready to hear it. I heard the other one you sent me. I was like, okay. You're doing a little challenge too. I see you. That's a good way to keep people to like, you know, to keep it like interactive too and stuff. So that's
Um,
pretty sweet.
basically like I had a plan to like I was gonna be like putting out like videos on my Instagram every single week, but due to some unfortunate circumstances, I had to put it on hold. But I'm
Yeah.
getting back to it though. Soon, soon, soon.
You got it. You got it. Now, if anyone wants to ask Flo any questions, you are more than welcome to unmute yourself right now. If not, we will end this in like 10 seconds. And I'm pretty sure you have something to say, Nate. You can go unmute yourself.
I was about to say, it's not gonna
Back.
happen.
Go ahead, Nate.
I'm trying to figure out what I was gonna say because I know I wanted to ask him something, but I'm trying to put it together. So, in terms of kind of like finding like your passion with music and really understanding that, like, you know, you want to go far with this and you want to keep going, get something that you really feel passionate about with yourself and your talents and all that other stuff. How did you like kind of like, I'm trying to see how I can say this? How did you like know, like for a fact, like this is what I want to do for like the rest of my life?
Like you just have like you just it's just like a it's just like a feeling like when you find that thing that like you just know it, like you know it and you feel it with like everything that you have, and every time that you do it, like you get like certain type of, like you get a certain type of energy and certain type of emotion from it, like that just shows you. Like I've had so many moments like within my life that just like show me, like I like just my first time in the studio on my birthday last year, like that day, like I'll never forget that day, like craziest day ever. Like literally I went in that studio that first day, recorded 7 songs, like 7 songs, like my first time ever going to the studio. 7 Guap Chasing was one of those songs. Like all the songs that I'm putting out like right now are those songs I recorded from that first day, like that first day.
Oh,
And
shit.
that day was just like a magical moment, and it just like showed me a glimpse of like you see like glimpses of your potential, like, and you're like, okay, like wow, like this is like okay, like okay, I just did this, like what else can I do, like where else can I get, like what, like you know what, it's just like I don't know, you just, I don't even know how to describe, you just know, bro, you just know, like you just know, you just know.
All right.
All right. Well, if anyone has any other questions, we have like 3 minutes. You can unmute yourself now or forever hold your peace. Okay. I'll give you 5 seconds. Whoever wants to unmute yourself. Or you can type it in the comments too. You don't even have to unmute yourself, to be honest. If you're just too shy, just type it in the comments. Which is completely fine too. I'll give you 10 seconds for that.
Yeah.
If you want to add anything too.
So do I give a performance on this interview or like?
You want to? You want to end it with that?
I mean, I could. I don't have a problem.
Someone just asked someone. Hold on. Someone just asked something. Okay. So Mia said, my thing acting, but you can play any instruments, and would you make your own song with them? So she's asking, can you play with any instruments, or would you make any song, like your own song?
I play guitar, and that's what, like before I was rapping, I used to make songs on my guitar, and I used to be the kid playing guitar and trying to sing, right, and like songs, love songs and stuff like that. That was me.
We always went through that phase.
That was me. Always thought I was gonna be American Idol one day.
All right. Well, we're gonna end this now because we have like a minute, unfortunately. But thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you, Flo, for coming on this and sharing your story. I definitely appreciate that. And like I said, guys, I suggest this enough. Please, hit me up in the DMs or just call me if you have my number, and suggest me any topics you want me to share for next for these upcoming weeks, or if you want someone to come on and just share their story, please let me know. Or if you just want to share your story, let me know. Like I said, it doesn't have to be relevant at all. It's just something as simple as just Flo's story right now, just sharing like his journey through the US or something like that. So without that,
I'm gonna recommend some people. See, I got you.
All right, thanks, bro. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next week. So
have fun, everybody. Be safe.
See ya.